I'm Gary Morgenstein. I'm here with the Critical Thinking Podcast, thinking shit through one podcast at a time.
And now, proud to present the one, the only, Rick the Clip Dick and Big Rig Mig. Live! Here you go! Take it away, fellas! Hello, everybody. This is Miguel Garza from the Nth Cast. Wait a minute. I'm not on the Nth Cast. Hello, everybody. This is FYFC Studio. Wait a minute. No, that's not right either. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, great. There we go.
Uh-oh, you got the law on you. Dun, dun. The sexual criminals investigators here. But I don't know the whole intro of the SVU, man. I wish I knew it. So, Gary, you're brought to us by My BDSM Supply. My BDSM Supply located outside. Where you get your ball gags, your butt gags, and everything else you need. So, Rick, we'll start off real quick with a quick round table, and we'll jump into Gary here real quick. Not that way, but, you know, we're not that gay, but, everybody else seems to be on hiatus. Josh is dead, I think. I don't know. I thought I saw a report on him the other day. Sean, we know, is in Ohio.
He should be back in
Monday the 16th, but he won't be here for the show because, you know, he'll be tired from flying in. You know, his arm's going to hurt. And then Kyle, well, he's sitting out there on the couch like half asleep, half dead. You know, that's what happens when you work three jobs, you know. So I'm just saying. So it's just me and Rick keeping it down, holding it down. And I don't know if we're doing too good of a job. What do you think, Rick?
I think we're holding it pretty good. I mean, last couple of shows we did well. We just been interviewing everybody.
Yeah.
I got another nice, interesting gentleman here that we're going to interview.
Stop sucking up, brown noser. That's my job.
My nose is brown already, so
that's right. That's my job. Welcome to the Christ Podcast. We're here to talk about Jesus. We try to keep it clean here, Gary. But it never happened. No, we don't keep it clean at all. That's a bunch of bullshit there.
It's far from clean.
Oh yeah, we so dirty. I'm surprised the FCC hasn't come down on us yet, and we're waiting. We're working hard to get that. What is it? Cease and desist letter. We're gonna frame that shit when we get it too.
I'm Gary Morgenstein here with the Critical Thinking Podcast, thinking shit through one shit at a time. No. Did I get that wrong?
Yes.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Critical Thinking Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, along with my co-host,
Rick the Rizzo, and our other co-host,
Sean.
And the other Mexican in the room, Miguel G.
And this is a critical look at all things gaming, movies, collectibles, and so much more.
Hey everybody, how the fuck are you doing? Today is Monday, July the 8th?
9th.
Fuck. 8, 9, 10, it don't make no difference.
It's like right there in the corner of the screen, too, for you.
Fuck you, man. I don't read. I can't see them numbers. They're too small.
Obviously, you can't read because I'm going to dog you in a few minutes.
Oh, you're going to dog me? All right, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You can't dog me. What you going to dog me about?
You can't read?
I know I can't read. It's not Spanish.
You can't read for shit.
No, what do you mean? You don't read shit. How do you read shit?
Well, all right. One, on the way home today, you know, today it was kind of a shitty day at work today, but anyways.
Stop hitting on your coworkers.
I have nobody hit on because I was at the reception desk again. But as we're sitting there, I get a lot of news pops up and everything. I look up and everything, and then I get a thing on there saying, "Oh, there's a tanker explosion down over in Wharton." And I was like, "Oh, Wharton County area."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, so they closed 59 right there." I was like, "Ah." Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, you send a text message. Your wife sent you saying about it and everything. How you still didn't find a way around it going home this afternoon?
I did find a way around it.
Well, you said I just now got home. I was like, did you go down 59 all the way over there?
No. I exited Rosenberg like I normally did and shot through the Rosenberg, went through EB and came around. The problem is that's where they were diverting everybody. And
I'm surprised. Why didn't you go straight to Bowling just to?
I was going to.
That would have been the smarter move.
Yeah, but it was so early. I was like, oh, I'm good. I got enough time to go home and take the dogs out, then, you know, wait for a little bit, then go get him. But no,
you should have already been thinking about traffic by then.
That's not the problem. The problem is that the police were not prepared this time. There was nobody in Hungerford coming up from EB allowing people to go through. So everybody was stopping for the stop sign.
Well, of course.
No, the last time this happened, they had police officers controlling it, so people were just rolling through. So the shit didn't back up 5 miles down the road. So that was a problem. But we had jackasses cutting in and out, trying to outrace people going around them into the bad lane, and there was cars coming.
I still would have went to bowling.
Yeah, but I didn't really want to go that route because, like I said, I thought I had more than enough time. I could go home, and the dogs need to go poop.
Well, I understand dogs got to poop.
So that's why I went that way, and it just took me forever to get to the house.
I still would have, I always think the worst when it comes to traffic.
Yeah, and like I said, the last time this happened down there, it was that bad wreck and went through EB. It didn't take me that long. Got home quick. Got home in a normal time. It's just this time again, there was nobody out there to help direct the traffic or help it move faster. So that's what caused the delay. So did you make it to the movies this weekend?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and you're supposed to be broke.
I used my T-Mobile and got my...
You a cheap motherfucker.
Hell yeah, I got my cheap ticket, damn it.
Cheap motherfucker. You couldn't even spare $6 to help me come with you?
No.
The motherfucker. Did you get popcorn?
No.
Did you drink?
No.
Did you sneak anything in?
No.
I'm ashamed.
I just went straight after work, straight there.
Where'd you go?
I went to the Regal...
AKA Palladium?
Yeah.
Oh, you went to an expensive place. Because that's where your cheap ticket went to.
Yep.
Did you get the high price ticket?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I know
the
you
high
would.
price ticket.
Nah, hey, look at you. He's taking high knob, high flash, the fancy white folks rubbing elbows.
There was more Mexicans up there than white folks.
Hey, what'd you watch? Sicario?
No, I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which, surprisingly, in box office numbers...
It's number one, making $75 million this week. Total gross so far, $75 million. We don't know the budget. Do you know the budget?
I don't know the
I
budget.
guess we could look it up, but it doesn't really matter right now. This is only week one. I think it's going to make its money.
Oh, yeah.
And man, first one was pretty good, I thought.
If you like the first one, you're going to love this one, too. It's pretty much, like, I would say but it would be the same movie.
Okay.
My rating for both of them is the same.
All right, cool. Got Evangeline Lilly in it, too, so you can't complain.
No.
Got Michael Douglas.
Douglas?
Mm-hmm, that's right. He's falling down. He's going home.
Yeah. And, coming in number 2.
Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom, $28 million this week, bringing its total American money, $333 million. As we know, that it's much higher worldwide with everything together. So that's crazy. On a budget of having $70 million. So it made its budget clearly just in the U.S.
Yeah.
And so everything else is just extra cash.
It's just cheddar in their pockets.
That's right. The director rolling around on $100 bills in his bed, having sex on them.
Using them as Kleenexes.
That's messed up, man. I wouldn't do that. Man, at number 3, The Incredibles 2, making $28,406,000. So it's only like $200,000 less than Jurassic. Making $503 total gross so far on 4 weeks. So it's made a little bit more here in the U.S., which, you kind of figured out kids and whatnot.
Yeah, coming in at number 4.
Movie I wanted to see, The First Purge, going back to its roots, 17 mil, 31 mil. So what the hell? Wait a minute. How did they make 17 mil this week and have 31 million already gross? And this is only the first week. They must already put the other numbers in there. That's crazy. But a $13 million budget. That's crazy.
I mean, they made their money.
Well,
they must be worldwide then.
It must be. But I tell you what, we talked about this, and it looks like they went back to like the way the first one did, where it was dark.
Yeah.
And which is cool. And there's conspiracy all up in there too now, because apparently the Army or Navy, Marines, or whoever the fuck involved, the government. So it looked really good. So I really want to see it. So there is 3 movies here I need to see. And at number 5, Sicario, The Day of the Soldado, $7 million this weekend to bring its total of $35 million on a $35 million budget. 2 weeks. So it's good.
Yeah,
and that's not even worldwide. So it's good.
It made his money, made some little cheddar.
Mm-hmm. And then Rick saw the movie, number 6, Uncle Drew.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
$6.6 million, $29 million gross. We don't know what their budget is for only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So there you go. That's your top 6 at the box office this weekend.
Yeah.
And so you recommend Ant and Wasp?
I do recommend it. I would give my review, but I'm going to wait another week. That way everybody get a chance to see it. Because if I start talking, I'm going to throw some spoilers, especially with you here, and you don't want to hear any of that
I'm going to throw you a hit Mega Man right here beside your head. So yeah, that sounds pretty good, man. I want to go. I have to go catch it.
Yeah.
What else is coming out this weekend? Something big. Oh, The Rock's coming out here, isn't he?
Yeah, the Skyscraper's coming out soon. Movie news. My brother just shot me a text on this one. Because they're redoing the Spawn movie, right?
Yeah.
The Spawn reboot movie. And Spawn's not the main character of this one. They're following Twitch, which is
I heard
a cop.
about this. Yeah.
Right? And Spawn's kind of like the back character into this one.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I kind of understand it because you can follow the cop story better than what you would Spawn, and Spawn would be just that character that comes in. I can understand how Todd McFarlane's going with this. But guess who they cast as Twitch? At first, it was Leonardo DiCaprio is what they were thinking.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
No.
Is it a white guy?
He's a guy in the Marvel Universe.
Captain America? Loki.
No.
Doctor Strange. Hawkeye.
Yes. Jeremy Renner. They cast Jeremy Renner as Twitch, which I was like, man, I think he can probably pull it.
That'd be pretty interesting. I don't know. I'll watch it.
Because Twitch is the skinny guy that knows it all, and then you have his partner, which is the big guy that is there.
Yeah. Who's the violator? Vindicator. Verberator.
The vibrator.
That's a whole different type of movie. I think that's NC-17.
Damn.
Hey, but guess what?
What's that?
I finished Luke Cage.
Finally.
Yes, let's talk about some Luke Cage.
All right, what you need to talk about Luke Cage?
We got the money, nigga.
Take out that nigga word.
Nice. How'd he say, what do you call her, a bitch? I was like, no offense. He's like, none taken. Dude. Oh, fuck all that shit. Him and the Bushmaster at the end, that was pretty cool. Him and the Bushmaster fight at the end was pretty cool. And then the whole...
With him and Iron Fist, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. The whole thing, how he wound up getting the club and how he's all suited up now. He's all acting all dirty and shady. I'm like, oh, fuck.
As my brother said, it kind of felt like Godfather-like.
Yeah. I can't wait for season 3 now. Oh my God. Missy's like, I'll take your black ass down no matter, because I'm hoping you would.
And I was just happy that, spoilers, I don't care. I'm glad that Black Mariah finally died.
I'm not.
I didn't like her character. I didn't like her at all.
I thought she did well.
I mean, that's why she did so well that you hated her. You hated her. I was like, kill that bitch.
I still can't believe they made Shay's gay, man. I mean, no, in comics, I know. But, Shades got to be a factor in season 3, don't you think?
Yeah, I believe so.
Shades is cool, man.
Shades, he knew how to get out of a situation, except when she died, that was it.
What do you think about Sugar?
Which one's Sugar?
Sugar, the one with
Luke Cage?
at the end.
He was with Mariah and them, and then he switched because he didn't like the way they were.
Sugar like that guy from New Jack City, switching from crew to crew to crew.
But Sugar, at least he gives Luke Cage some good information, try to stop and everything.
That is true. Yeah. You stop and think about Shades though. Shades was all about the old school rules.
Yeah.
He believed in rules of the street. He didn't mind doing the other thing, but there was rules. And when Mariah didn't follow him, that was it. He couldn't do it with it.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I actually see his hands shaking when he's washing his hands.
And then he saw,
he popping fools in the head.
I couldn't believe Mariah got that dark though when she burned the guy.
She burnt that motherfucker. That was a Jamaican crisp.
I mean, he was already, never mind, I ain't gonna go there.
He was toasty. He's on fire. Boom, shakalaka. He's heating up.
And then she shot him.
Yeah, won't that just shut up? There's a lot of N's you gotta drop out here, Sean. But that's not me. That's actually from the show.
Yeah.
And Shades, I mean, they were just popping people, everybody. He was capping everybody.
Yeah, even his best friend he killed because he was a snitch.
Yeah, he shot Chi, man. I couldn't believe he shot Comanche.
But he was being a snitch to take them both out of the business.
That's right. Rivals?
Rivals?
We ain't got none.
But yeah, I mean, it was kind of sad. I was like, damn, he shot him.
And his mama find out spitting Shay's face.
Yep. I was like, damn.
So I'm working my way now to Jessica Jones.
And that was before Luke Cage.
Shut the hell up. And then after that, what's next?
He hadn't even touched Voltron yet.
I'm too many seasons behind. I think I'm just gonna let it go.
Voltron is a good season. It's good.
But what's next after Jessica? Iron Fist again?
Iron Fist will be. Actually, we got. Well, if Iron Fist does if they do the fight scenes and everything like they did with Luke Cage with him in it, it'll be a good season.
I like when he's sitting down talking to Danny and they're eating. Let me get this straight. You can accept that you're bulletproof, accept that my hand glows, but you can't accept the dragon. Nah. Metaphorically, right? No.
But yeah, I mean, they honestly they actually got good chemistry together.
Or is Daredevil next?
Daredevil. I think Daredevil's the next one.
All right. With the Punisher.
The Punisher, I think they're starting to work on that one.
That's going to be dark. I think I saw something already. It's going to be darker. That's about, you got to go dark.
So we won't have the whole past military whole thing. Now he's actually going straight Punisher.
Damn right. That's how he needs to be. Shooting fools in the head. Punishing. Hell yeah. Dude, I love this crap. There's some good stuff on Netflix. They told me something else, but I also got to watch Power Ranger movie. And what else you said I need to watch? Player One.
Ready Player One. I saw that one. That one's already out. That was an excellent movie. I liked it. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times already.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, it's just something about it. I guess because it's gaming wise, and I enjoyed the movie a lot.
I'll tell you what, I will give a quick shout out for one more movie before we go. Blockers. Oh my God, John Cena's freaking hilarious in that movie. That movie it's typical, you know what it's going to be. It's nothing crazy. The plot, it is what it is. But John Cena was hilarious. And I couldn't stop laughing. At one point, me and my wife were laughing so hard we couldn't catch our breath. We had to pause the movie and try to catch ourselves. We were crying. We were laughing so hard. John Cena can really do the comedy, man. I'm serious. He's found his calling after wrestling.
Yeah.
The Rock can do pretty much almost everything. John Cena can do serious. He did the Marine. But Cena has the comedy thing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you renting it on the Redbox and watching it. It's a good movie. It's funny.
Yeah. Also, this past week, just to kind of talk about movies here real quick. Oh man, what is it? Your favorite monster?
Godzilla.
Man, on Stars, it was like a marathon of every goddamn.
Well,
Godzilla.
on Lucha Underground station, the Mexican channel.
Ray,
it was Lucha. It was what do they call it? Godzilla something, Kaiju something. So it was Godzilla 24/7 for like a couple of days through the 4th of July. So it was like a Kaiju 4th celebration. They mixed in the words. It was great the way they did it. So it was awesome. So yeah, but Braden has them all recorded on the DVR, so we don't have to worry about that.
Man, y'all running out of room on there, aren't you?
No, that's a big DVR. It's a terabyte.
It's a big BVR?
It's a big BVR. Carry about 4 bits. But yeah, it's huge. Let's go to our guest, the man, the myth, Gary. All right, Gary, how do you pronounce your last name? We don't want to butcher it here.
Morgenstein.
Morgenstein. All right. I was going to go Morgenstein.
That's it. Do it.
Gotcha. So tell me, Gary, how'd you find out about us? First of all, that's the first question.
You were recommended by Girls Bio Sports podcast.
Really?
Yes. I was on Girls Bio Sports podcast, Carrie Lewis, and I said, okay, you guys were fun. You tried to get me to drink bourbon when I was on the air, and I refused. So they got quite rocked, but I held it down, and I said, who else should I go to? And they threw out your name, so here I am.
Interesting.
So your fame is spread. They're based in Kentucky, so there you go. You're ready to conquer America slowly.
To the backwoods of Kentucky, up to the
yeah, there you go. To Buffalo, New York, whatever.
Yeah, to the murky waters of Jersey.
yeah, very murky waters. Yes.
Say, coming to the back roads
Smelly and murky. Yes. Yeah.
Back roads of Kentucky, man. We should be drinking moonshine right now.
Yeah.
Moonshine. You don't even drink.
Well, I didn't bring you drinks this time.
No, you didn't bring it. You brought some brisk.
I brought fruit punch.
Fruit punch, you wuss ass.
Well, you're the one over there drinking a Coke.
Yeah, I know. I'm on medication, bro.
You guys are in Texas, right?
That is correct. The best state in the world.
After Brooklyn.
Brooklyn what?
Brooklyn, New York. The center of the universe.
I prefer Harlem.
Yeah.
I'm a man of the people.
Yeah, so am I. Well, I grew up in the Bronx, which is why I talk like this.
I thought you may have gotten hit one too many times. I didn't know. I was listening.
No. Well, that too. Yeah, I'm a populist. I had my blue collar roots. My father was a paper hanger. My grandfather was a painter. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Man,
we've been getting a lot of people from New York here lately. I think we need to end this show because our show's going into the shits.
I'm going to have to rescue you, or at least go out with a bang.
No, we're going to have to get some people from Boston on this show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Red Sox fans.
That's right. That's me. Singing some Dirty Water. You must be a Yankees fan then, I'm assuming, or Mets.
I am a Yankees fan, yes.
Figures.
I confess.
So is my wife.
Yes, there you go. But we're going for our wedding anniversary to Boston next month, and I've got tickets for a day game at Fenway, so I'm very excited.
Oh, nice. You going to sit on the monster?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Yeah. My wife took me for my 40th birthday, and we sat out on first base line and she paid a pretty good amount of money for the seats. They're playing the Royals.
Yeah.
And the game went into extra innings, and it rained, and my wife was turning purple because she was in shorts because it wasn't cold when we got there. And then within a split second, before the game even started, it dropped down to like 40, and then the wind was blowing, and then it was raining, and we stayed for the whole game. Painful. But they lost.
It is hard. I mean, there was nothing like cold weather at any sporting event.
Well, you think she'd be used to it? Well, you think she'd be used to it? She's from Buffalo.
Oh, shoot. I went my freshman year to Buffalo. It snowed every day. Every day. It was just, I've never seen anything like it. I just couldn't believe it. And I like winter. I much prefer cold weather. I think summer is good for baseball. That's about it.
I agree with you on that. I'm actually starting to lean more toward the cold than I am the heat now. Yeah. I'm getting too old for this crap. This damn humidity down here in Texas is a killer, man.
Oh, God. Now, where in Texas are you?
Houston, Texas.
Okay. Yes, it's humid in Houston.
Oh. Yeah. You ain't listening, man. Tell you what.
and now lately, just because it's been raining almost every day.
Yeah, I bet.
We go up to Buffalo to visit my father-in-law, and we usually go during the summer, and it's always so nice. I was like, oh, this is so great.
Yes.
And one time we went during spring break, and then the next thing you know, it's like 7 degrees and snowing outside. I was like, what the hell's going on? I liked it though. I didn't have no problem with that. That there's snowballs at the kid, and having all good fun out there. But it was it was interesting. Now driving in it was something different.
Yes.
Driving back home and going through Cleveland, I was kind of scared because some of these people were driving nuts.
Yeah. Well, Cleveland is not. Cleveland is a snow belt too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was funny is when we went through the town and we came around the corner, there was no snow. It's like it just stopped. So it's like here in Texas, like it rains all over this section and won't rain there at all.
Really?
Yeah. It's like you walk out your front door, it's pouring. Walk out your back door, it's sunshine.
So you guys are from Houston, from Texas originally?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Born and raised.
Yes. I almost ended up growing up in El Paso. My father was stationed there during the Korean War.
Fort Bliss.
And when he came back to Bronx, he wanted to move my mother. She was pregnant with me to El Paso, but she wouldn't leave her family. So there you go.
You're lucky. Yeah. You might have gotten shot in El Paso.
Start? Yeah, really?
Yeah, because it's ridiculous out there in Fort Bliss. Because I was military as well, and went to Bliss for a little bit. And you look at the river as you're driving by on I-10. You look down, and it's like right there is the border. And you look across it, and there's these little poor little abandoned little houses, little shacks and stuff. Man, this is where these people live at. And there's bullets flying constantly.
Oh man,
it's really terrible.
Yeah. Okay, I'm lucky I'm in Brooklyn.
I've heard bad things.
With real pizza.
Not real pizza. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, you got Luke Cage running around there, so that's Harlem. That's Harlem.
He could take the subway down to me.
The subway. Oh, man. Well, I also have to make a trip up to New York as well. I have to make a trip for my wife.
Yes.
Since she took me to Boston, we have to go to the new Yankee Stadium. So,
yes.
I dread going there, but I have to do it.
Well, yeah, it's a cathedral. I don't hold, as long as you're a baseball fan, you have my heart. Because increasingly, we're losing baseball fans. There was a poll, I think it was about a month or so ago, I think it was Gallup, one of those major ones, which found that 56% of sports fans never watch a baseball game. Never. Not occasionally, never watch it. And I think that would, that kind of one of the things that led me into the novel with thinking about, baseball possibly ending. And so I think I don't care who you root for, just as long as you're a baseball fan. That's all that matters.
I hear you. But anyway, Gary, this is going to be all about you. This is how we're going to do this show real quick. We're just going to keep it all on you. We kind of switched it up a little bit. Normally we run through movie numbers and all kinds of other crazy crap. But what we're going to do basically is just keep this all on you. You can pip yourself out, sell yourself. I don't care how you do it. Talked about
I'm good for that.
Everything. But I am interested about one thing.
Go ahead.
And this is going to, the geek in me.
Go ahead.
You had a hand in Sharknado.
I was the mad PR genius behind Sharknado.
You are a fucking god, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, so I love to talk about Sharknado because the last movie airs next month.
Oh, God.
They're finally wrapping it up.
No, wait, come on. You could take that to 10. We can
talk about how it started. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, man. God, Sharknado is and they make fun of me here on this show because I'm a Sharknado geek, man. I love me some Sharknado.
And I have cameos in Sharknado 2 and Sharknado 3.
I'll have to go back and look for you. I got them all still recorded on the DVR. Because what I do is when Sharknado, the next one drops, I'll watch them all the way from one all the way through again before the next one comes on. It's a Sharknado marathon in my house, man.
Yes.
And if you're hardcore enough, you watch Lavalanche after that.
Yes. Oh, Lavalanche was fun.
That's freaking
fun
awesome.
Stuff. Well, I did the publicity for all the B movies, all the original movies.
Oh, nice.
So please tell me you're getting paid, man.
Well, I did get paid for that, yes. But I had fun, but no one until Sharknado. People were like, yeah, whatever. And then Sharknado exploded. And I mean, I could tell you now, what happened. It almost didn't make it to air. This was 2013, June 2013, and it was scheduled to air in July. And there was a tornado hit the Midwest. I forget exactly where. And a couple of the hosts of the Discovery Channel Tornado Watcher show, I forget what it was called, were killed. And so there was some concern at Sci-Fi Channel, well, are we being insensitive to show a movie about a Sharknado? And I said, okay, wait a second. Everyone has to calm down a little bit, because that was a real tornado. This is about a tornado off the coast of Los Angeles, which has never happened before, which scoops sharks into the air and dumps them on land where they eat people. And I really think no one's going to really believe that this is, we're being insensitive or anything close. So the movie aired, and Ian Ziering wouldn't do any publicity because he was convinced this was going to end his career. He took the job just because he needed medical insurance. So he had to get a payday. I mean, it's as simple as that. And we did the first publicity. And I remember my boss saying to me, now, be careful. This doesn't roll back on us. We don't want to, again, any insensitivity. And I said, look, I have a big feature in the New York Daily News. I asked the editor, do you want to see the screener? He said, no, I only care about the title. And I'm willing to use your bad photographs. And they said, well, just be careful. So we had a press call with the director, Anthony Ferranti, and with Tara Reid. And we got some publicity, but no one expected this to happen. But it blew up the internet that Thursday night. And the next morning, Friday, I went to my ex-girlfriend's house because I needed to borrow her suitcase because I was going to San Diego Comic-Con. And she said, oh, did you see that Sharknado was on the Today Show? I said, what? She said, yeah. And they're doing another segment. I said, what? And sure enough, they're talking about Sharknado. And I got to the office, and I literally, it's a good thing I didn't drink a lot of coffee, because I really had no time to pee all day. I could not leave. I left once, and people were annoyed that my phone kept ringing. And I had to parcel out people covering press interviews, because I couldn't be in 3 places at once, because we were everywhere, and the evening news everywhere. And my favorite instance of that incredible, insane day was a producer from Nightline called me and said, oh, we want to do a piece on Sharknado. And, this was at 4:00 in the afternoon. I had about had it. And I said, wait a second. There was just a military coup in Egypt, and you want to cover Sharknado? Are you sure? They said, oh, yeah, we want to do it. And it never stopped. For 3 years, it never stopped. And it was just... And what was so funny, as I mentioned, is that Sci-Fi did these, and they might still do them, the B movies. Back from it harkens back. I don't know if you guys like those. I think you really do like the cheesy movies.
Oh yeah,
from the 50s and 60s, and the Roger Corman. I mean, I love them because you really have to be a fan and appreciate low quality, high camp. But no one at the network ever had much respect for them because they were not big budget, and they were the high-end shows, and so no one really paid attention. But when Sharknado hit, it was John Kennedy said, victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. Well, suddenly Sharknado had all these fathers and mothers running around. Oh, my God, isn't this the best thing? I'm like, really? Really? Where were you last week? So it was a roller coaster ride from Sharknado after Sharknado 1. My favorite was Sharknado 2.
The second
the one. I don't know how you feel. That was the one set in New York. Because it had the most soul. It was the most real. in terms of the characters and just in terms of the setting and everything. It all had the right note. So we, one of the scenes was originally scheduled to be filmed in Yankee Stadium. And the script was written to the Sharknado was going to hit Yankee Stadium, but the Yankees did not want Yankee Stadium destroyed, even through CGI. But the Mets, they said, well, sure, fine. Whatever. you could let trash City Field. Come and get us. Well, because for a variety of reasons, we were shooting in February for a movie which is supposed to be set in the summer. So, of course, the day of the filming at City Field, it's 15 degrees and snowing. And we're like blowing on our hands. Everyone is outside shivering. And there was some talk, okay, wait a second. How is this going to work in the movie? And all the wise heads got together and said, well, it's a Sharknado. It turned summer into winter. That makes perfect sense. Oh, yeah, right. Because as long as you follow rules when you're world building, as long as you're consistent with that, of course, a Sharknado would flip everything upside down. So that was, totally crazy to be at City Field filming that. But that had the most soul, I think, with Sharknado 3 when it hit DC.
Mark Cuban.
Yes, right. Yes, I mean Mark Cuban is present. Okay, you can go for that, But it started losing it went off the rails a little bit. I felt because there was so many cameos. And the focus became more on getting the cameos in rather than whether it made sense or not.
Yeah.
And like Mark Cuban as a president was a cool idea, but there were some others, I don't want to diss anyone, but there were some others that maybe didn't work as well. But I think 2 was the best.
Yeah, I like 2 a lot. I liked 1 as well. When it first came out, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes. I didn't think about Sharknadoes. This is cool. I have no problem with this. And then when they made the second one, I was like, oh, cool, sweet.
Yes.
And then when I saw the trailer for 3, I said, okay, we're going to get goofy with this. I'm absolutely fine with that. And then 4, and the Fourth Awakens, it was all about the trailer. What's going to be called? And 5th was, global swarming. I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah. Yes.
And now your last one is titled, It's About Time. I'm excited. I'm glad you got to work on this and you got to be the brainchild of this because that's freaking amazing. I mean, so you'll always be known as the Sharknado guy, and that is so cool. Now here's why I beg now. You have any Sharknado paraphernalia?
Well, let me see what I got. Let me see what I have left over. I don't know. What size T-shirt are you?
I'm a 2X.
Oh no. Oh. Man, if you had hit me 2 years ago, I would have had. Let me see what I got.
I will sport it around and say, this man sent this to me. Let
me see anything. I can't promise. I have to go look and see if I have anything left.
The guy that sits next to me at my job and the guy that sits in front of me, well, not in front of me, to the right of me as well, big Sharknado guys. Matter of fact, we talk about it all the time, and we're so excited waiting for the new one, and we talk about Lava Lanch and all that stuff. So you have no idea. Yeah, you talk about how the goofy they got and the silliness, and you got Sharkosaurus or Sharktopus and Crocodilla versus whatever. I don't care. These movies are great. It doesn't matter to me that it's like, oh, cheesy sci-fi. It's good to watch and it's fun. I enjoy that stuff. These movies out there try to take themselves too seriously and try to be all whatever. And like, perfect example. I watched, what's that one with the freaking hurricane? Hurricane Heist.
You watched that?
I want to shoot my damn self for seeing that movie because they tried to do the Sharknado thing with they're kind of cheesy with it, but they're trying to be too serious with everything. It was lame. It was terrible. Yeah. I said, what this movie needs? I looked at my wife. Some sharks. That's what this movie needs. If we had some damn sharks in this movie, it would have been awesome.
Yes. Right.
But that is so awesome, Gary. That's so cool that I got to talk to the guy who did Sharknado. You have no idea. This is going off the bucket list.
He didn't do Sharknado. He promoted it.
And it went all over the world, which was astonishing.
Oh man,
and then it debuted all over the world almost simultaneously. And my colleague and I, we would just go, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe how crazy that is.
That is amazing. And I'm hoping that when your success like that helps you when it comes time to do your books and stuff.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because you have to, it's all the creative process. And you can take yourself seriously and sometimes you have to, have some humor too. And I think in the world, I think our country needs a little more laughter at itself. People have to just take a breath and chill. We need more Sharknado.
Well said. I keep on saying that America can't take a damn joke anymore.
No, that's for sure. No, you can't no. Whatever happened to that?
You offend somebody nowadays. It's like, oh, I sneezed on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody can take sarcasm either.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, it's gotten to the point where you cannot talk to people without them attacking you. And, you just, or making you want to apologize for your beliefs. And I'm conservative in some things. I'm liberal in some things. But I want to see a point of view. If you guys have different points of views, I don't care. I respect it. Winston Churchill said democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others. And, this is it. This is what it's like when you live in a free society. You have to accept it. But you have to respect. We can't respect each other. And that's really sad. And what's also even really troubling is we can't explain things anymore without being attacked for taking that side. Oh, yeah. So, exactly. Right? Yeah. I mean, you have to understand why something happens historically or even at the moment. It doesn't mean you agree, but if we don't understand, we're lost. It's all over. Game's over.
It's like I told some people before. I tell it like it is. I'm sorry. I'm still old school. I was raised back in the 70s, raised by a father in a military household, grandfather being military and everything else. And I was taught to respect my elders, even though I kind of became a wild card down the road. I was taught certain things. So I don't have, what do you call it, Rick? One of the little voices on your shoulder to tell you when not to say something?
You don't have a filter.
I don't have a filter. That's my problem. Now, I raised my daughter the same way. My daughter will tell you straight to your face, she has no problem doing that either. But I can't stand people being wishy-washy. I can't stand people being, stand for your convictions. Stand up. What are you going to do? Don't be afraid to say what you got to say. And people are going to backlash at you. She's like, well, okay, well, prove me wrong.
Yes.
What you got? Tell me where I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And people can't do that. And you can't even post anything on Twitter to like, oh, the sun is out today. Ugh. Then you got, what do you want the sun to burn out? Do you want us all to die and go back? It's like, shut the hell up, dude. What the hell? Do you really just sit there and troll people on the internet all freaking day long? Is that your job?
There's actually people that do that. That's all they do.
Don't talk about me.
Yes. Yes.
No, it's really lame. And I find it terrible. And that's why we don't pull no punches. We don't, we cross all lines and we don't give a shit. We disrespect everybody. We make fun of everybody. It does not.
Did you just say we disrespect everybody?
That's right. We respect and disrespect at the same time. That's kind of hard to understand, but we do. No. Yeah. We pick on everybody. There's no ethnic ground. Nobody here safe. This is a safe spot. If you can't come in here and make a joke and you can't handle it, then don't come in here at all.
Yeah. Good for you.
Now, reading about your book. Now, I've seen a couple of things. I haven't actually gotten your book, but I definitely need to pick up your book because I'm hearing, seeing all these reviews, man. Out of This World, a guaranteed home run from Mr. Billy Sample, a former New York Yankee and author. Now, I can't even say this one, but it says, sports fans will love this phantasmagorical sci-fi story with a baseball as a central figure. Woody Freeman, Sports Television. I mean, you got some really good, nice quotes in here for some people talking about your book, and that's pretty amazing. So, tell you what, go ahead and give us a little bit about. Actually, you know what? For the fans here, since we didn't really give you a chance. Please introduce yourself. Tell us a little about yourself, how you got started, all that stuff. Give us a little bit of background on you, and then please, by all means, go into your book, and we'll ask you questions as you go on.
Sure. Well, the book is called "A Mound Over Hell" I'm Gary Morgenstein, and it's unusual because it's science fiction and baseball, and that's a very rare genre. Mostly because most people who write science fiction don't believe baseball is going to make the cut. And it's set in 2098 after America has lost World War III to Islam. We're surrounded. And baseball begins its final season ever. So America at this point is not the same America that we know now. Democracy is gone. And an entity called the family rules. And it's run by Grandma, this 92-year-old Asian woman. And the society is based on love. And it only matters about if you're responsible, if you work hard, if you love someone. It doesn't matter what you are. There's never any mention of ethnicity or race or gender or sexual preference. I know I'm going to get PC and loose. I'm going to lose something I'm not checking right, but it doesn't matter. But in this society, all acts of patriotism are banned because that's the old America. So owning the flag is a capital offense. You shouldn't don't sing the national anthem. Things like the entertainment industry, banks, lawyers, psychologists are banned under the anti-parasite laws. The anti-narcissism law bans social media because basically the belief is that you need real relationships to rebuild America. And I don't want to disillusion everyone out there, but the 1,000 friends you have on Facebook are not really your friends. And so this society wants you to take individual responsibility. And out of this comes baseball, which is viewed as treason. Because back in 2065, there was a group in America very wanted more vigorous military action, and they were primarily baseball fans. And during the 7th game of the 65 World Series between the Yankees and Cubs at Yankee Stadium, then called Amazon Stadium, they launched an attack to try to kill the government, and they failed. So baseball was banned, except for Yankee. 2 teams left at Yankee Stadium, the last ballpark. And as the novel opens, Puppy Nedick is the baseball historian, and he's a former star college pitcher who hurt his shoulder, loves baseball, goes to the game, very dutiful, saying, okay, I have to make the records, but there's only 15 people here, and there's not even real baseball players as holograms. And that night he goes home. It was his birthday the night before, and he drank a lot of bourbon. And he wakes up the next morning, and there's this smelly old white guy on the floor. And he reeks of alcohol. Remember, almost everyone, all the main characters are diverse because this is the 22nd century. And the guy insists he's Mickey Mantle. Puppy says, yeah, this is just the way my life is going. Of course you're Mickey Mantle, because he's crazy. And a few days later comes this courtly Southern gentleman who insists he's Ty Cobb. And then from the future, one of the greatest players of all time, a Latina, Mushi Lopez, shows up. And baseball grows in popularity, but it becomes a pawn between those who want World War III and those who want genuine world peace between America and the Caliphate. So there you go. A lot of world building, a lot of rules, a lot of different way of looking at things.
Very interesting.
Yeah, my brain hurts.
Yeah. Think what it was like to write a 520-page book. Think what happened to my brain.
Holy crap. Is it small writing or big writing? Are there any pictures?
No picture.
Oh, man.
No. Yeah. The manuscript ran 800 pages.
Wow.
And it's the first book in the series. So the last line, 3 words at the bottom of page 517, to be continued. So I'm working on book 2 now.
How many books do you plan on making here?
Oh, 4 or 5. 4 or 5, I think.
What, you're not
There's
going,
a lot of...
I thought it was going to be a short series.
No, he's not going. Nice. He's going to go for the Harry Potter series run, man. He's going for 7. That's right.
Well, you know what? I'll keep going.
And the first one actually came out when?
At the end of March.
At the end of March. And how well has it done so far?
It's doing well. People like it. So far, so good. Again, you want to talk about being politically incorrect. I don't care.
I understand.
I mean, because I'm a novelist, so I can say what I need to say. I would never purposely offend anyone. But this is an America which deported all the Muslims before the war, under suspicion of conspiring with the enemy. Now, not everyone was conspiring. They're all gone. So the question is, can you have a society based on love when you've excluded part of your population? But the Muslims in the book are called Allahs, sometimes camels, and the Europeans who are in the Caliphate are called Crusaders or infidels, dhimmi. So there's a roughness to it, but at the end of the day, if I have one message, and I hate when writers say messages because that's nonsense, it's what the reader thinks, but at least in my heart, it's that hate begets hate. And you could understand why people hate someone or hate a group. You again, talking about understanding, but it doesn't justify it. And it's got to end at some point. I'd like to think that at this point in world history, at some point, we're going to stop it. So that's kind of what the book is about. People hating and moving on with their lives and trying to find relationships and getting caught up in stuff. And it's like, what? How did I end up in this? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the people you care about and what you feel.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's deep, bro. That's deep.
It is. Well, it's deep, but there's a lot. But I do have humor, and I really try to have humor because I don't want it to be grim. So as you're reading the book, you might go, "Whoa, that's For example, when you build a world, like I said, you need to follow your own rules. So the three professions which are revered are doctors, cops, and teachers, because it's believed that if you can't trust those three, you're in a lot of trouble. So in the book, a couple detectives, the detectives are called brown hats, and the cops are blue shirts, and a couple of the detectives. It's not like on TV and movies where the detectives rough someone up and pull some shady stuff and go where they're not supposed to. Integrity is really at the highest level in the society. You're supposed to be honest. You're not supposed to lie. I mean, what a notion, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But so the cops have to follow that. More than anyone, the cops have to. But how do they investigate crimes if they have to follow the rules like this? So it makes it a challenge for a writer to do this. One of the characters becomes pregnant, and which is frowned upon for someone single. And I thought, okay, we lost 13 million soldiers and 4 million children in the war. And she couldn't get an abortion because that would be the rule. That's logical because you need to replenish the population. So, of course, contraceptives would be banned, and so would abortion. Now, there was one reader accused me of writing a book about a Christian dictatorship. I guess skipping over the part where I say religion is outlawed. I guess, that's because people will default to what they know. So if they see, well, abortion is illegal, then it's got to be like The Handmaid's Tale. There's got to be some far-right evangelical, holier than thou sort of stuff. But no, that never enters into it. In America, at this point, religion is outlawed because, well, we lost to Islam. Obviously, their God is better than ours. Why bother anymore? So it's that sort of. But people still practice. You have pockets of Catholics practicing.
Religion, the start of many wars.
Yes.
Yes, too many, unfortunately. Which is among the saddest things of all, because something which is supposed to make people feel good and does for many people. My wife is Catholic. She's very devout, but for too many people, it's used against each other. And that's, so when you write a novel, you want to have humor. Mm-hmm. And I certainly want to have Ty Cobb and Mickey Mantle coming back to the 22nd century. There's that culture clash, which I wanted to get at. Now they're the only two white characters.
How are you going to bring that asshat Ty Cobb? That guy was a bastard back in the day.
Yes, exactly. So Ty Cobb comes back, and when he first comes in, Puppy Nita, who's the main character, is African American, and Puppy is with Mickey Mantle, and Ty Cobb tosses Puppy his jacket. He says, "Get this clean, boy," because he just assumes.
Oh.
He assumes that this is Mickey's apartment.
Uh-huh.
But in this world, Puppy's not really offended. Because no one says that. So he's more like amused, like, what? What are you drinking? And that's what, in a way, that's what I want to show. The absurdity. And of course, Ty changes and Mickey change, and, they're on the subway. I just should throw in that there are robots, but without faces. Because the robots back in the 2030s integrated themselves into society and passed as humans, and people couldn't tell the difference anymore. So there are still robots, but they have no faces. Ah. So when Mickey gets on the bus and there's a bot bus driver, he screams as a monster.
That's funny.
And when Ty is on the subway and he sees two guys holding hands, it's like, what? And then he makes some comment about, was no white people. And Puppy says, well, kinda. Because too often in science fiction, you get the world being led by white guys. I'm sorry. Look around you, dudes. It's not going to happen. That's not the world. And plus, I believe in writing about that, but also That's not how it would be. And if I'm creating a world based on love where what you are doesn't matter, I should have people being different, of a diversity, so it doesn't matter, because that makes a statement more. And again, so Mickey and Ty are the ones who are kind of like the mirror, but there's no one's paying attention to it because no one cares anymore. There's no identity politics, for example. There's no, well, because I am whatever, fill in whatever, group you want to fill in. Doesn't matter. It simply doesn't matter. So again, think about a world like that. It's something, but then at what sacrifice do you make? And what are it's a world with individual responsibility, which is, at the top of the list, there's something called disappointment villages, or DVs. Mm-hmm. And for example, say it's in this society, Gary and his wife have tried really hard to make it in life. And we have a couple kids, and no matter what business, what jobs we've tried, we fail. Okay. So we're not going to be put in jail. We're not going to be shot. We're not going to be sent to an island, but it's not your guys' problem to pay for me, because it's my life, my responsibility. So you're put into a place, disappointment villages. Now, the thing is, almost always in science fiction, when you have the poor people living somewhere or the dispossessed, it's like, it's the barrio, it's the ghetto, it's the barbed wire. You know what I'm talking. I mean, we've seen it a million times, right?
Yeah, Rick's house.
Shut up.
This is not like that. This is where the streets are. You could eat off the streets. Where hard work is, everything is about working hard and getting out again and getting another chance. And because all too often they don't, the adults, it's about the kids. So it all flows back into the children. So I try to do different things like that. And, so far it's been received as people who are going to dislike it. People are going to say, what? You kidding me?
I could see where some certain people get really upset with what you're saying.
Yes.
At the same time, I can also see the other people who are open-minded, not closed-minded, and can actually realize it's a book, moron.
Yeah.
And you can immerse yourself into this world, the science fiction and baseball, and the world after World War III, because God knows what's going to. No one knows what's going to happen. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm intrigued. I really am. And you got political stuff in there, which is usually a kind of thing that'll throw you away, but what you've described to me so far, and how you mentioned baseball and the people coming back from ghosts, and then your science fiction, your jokes, and then certain things here and there, is intriguing. It's like, it's captivating. It's like it's going to suck you in, even though there's a little mention of politics here and there, or more than that. I think the story and everything else is just going to keep you so captivated. You're not even going to be like, oh, okay, just keep on reading. I don't think I'm right. I think if I bought your book, I don't think I'd be able to put it down until I was done.
Well, I hope so.
And then I'd be pissed because the second one's not out yet.
No, just give me till 2020.
All right, I'm buying the book at 2019 in December.
No, do it sooner than that. Then you could talk about it. We want buzz.
Paperback, hardback. I mean, what are we talking about here? I see you can buy an ebook. I can't do the ebook thing. I stared at PC.
I say no. So it's soft cover. I asked the publisher about a hardcover, and they said, look, it's 520 pages. A hardcover would be so expensive, and it would be a weapon. Who wants to carry that around? I don't have a Kindle either. I'm old-fashioned. I like the smell of books. I like to hold them. Yeah. Right? I understand why people have ebooks. Someday we'll go, to somewhere in Alpha Centauri, and we'll want to have everything, in a little flash drive. Okay, I get it.
Nice civilization.
But
still. Sorry. No, not me. No, I'm sorry. I'm still old school. I still like the feel of the book in my hand. Yes. I still like the turning of the pages, and when you close it and when you read it and you can see the book and you know you've read it and you can see the spine. That's weird. And it's weird that I'm saying that, but I know exactly where you're coming from.
Oh, yeah, we all know.
I mean, there's a bunch of books. I have books that are in hardback, too. And I have some that are like you said, paperback. I don't have an ebook. I can't handle that. It just drives me nuts. Because you could lose your spot. You swipe up too quick or whatever. You're like, damn it.
And you're like, where was I at?
Yeah, well, someone says, well, I'm reading your book and I'm 18% done. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
Exactly.
What do you think when I wrote it? I'm on page 18%. No, give me a break. I don't know. Just tell me the page. But maybe there isn't a page. Maybe there is just the percentage. And that's just too weird. It's like albums and CDs. Yes. Remember the good old albums? It was liner notes. And there was funky stuff. And you could just, sit there and say, oh, wow, that's interesting, right? And now you get the digital, it's on iTunes or whatever nonsense, and it's nothing. It's nothing.
See, lose it. That's the interesting thing is that you mentioned that, is that I do have issues when I do purchase stuff on iTunes or I have on my Google Music, versus buying a CD or remember buying a cassette or buying a record, and like you said, and being able to play the Chicago backwards and say worship the devil. Or hell, I'll even take you further back than that. Having the 8-track, man. Put the 8-track in the 8-track player.
And pray to play, right?
Listen to Kool and the Gang, man. I'm talking, man. I told you I'm a 70s kid.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Some technology is cool, some is not. It's like, yeah. And I still think that a lot of the albums are way better than CD and other stuff. It's just like, classic. Classic's the way to go. And my daughter loves a lot of the classic stuff. She has an old school record player and has a bunch of albums she loves. And she's old school. My daughter, she's 27.
Okay.
And she listens to, she also likes to read books. Doesn't like to read it off of a Nook or off of anything else. She'll prefer to have a book as well. She's kind of an old soul, I guess you would say.
Well, you kind of put that in her.
Yeah, I did. That was me raising her. So she's, but she likes to read. And I guarantee this kind of a book she would kind of like to read too.
Okay, good.
What kind of inspired you to get this type of story out?
It was May 2015, and I was having Sunday breakfast with my wife. We were having everything bagels and listening to the Beatles. And the idea popped into my head. What about a book about baseball's last season in a dystopian America run by someone named Grandma? And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool because now I need a story. And okay, so if America is dystopian, if this is a ravaged America, we would have lost World War III, which also goes, to my fear about, America's not always going to be a world power. There's nothing preordained about that. I mean, just ask the Romans, right? Or the Greeks, or on and on. The Brits. So America, if we lose our will at some point and we lose World War III, okay, so who would we lose it to? And to lose it to Russia is like, Red Dawn. Come on, it's been done a million times. It's boring. Yes, right. The Chinese, who cares? I mean, again, boring. But we lose to Islam. We're talking about, a struggle with some people believe goes back to the 8th century. I mean, in America itself, Thomas Jefferson administration, we were fighting the Barbary pirates, from the shores of Tripoli. The Marine song is reference to, I think it was 1805, when some Marines walked across Libya. So this is, and that hits buttons. People, I don't care what you believe, it makes you nervous. Because the Islam is powered by a very strong belief. And America and we believe in democracy, but sometimes I worry that we're going to lose that. And we can't. We don't seem to come together anymore. It's like loving your country is kind of like a relationship. You need things in common. And I tend to fear that we're losing the things we have in common.
You're not the only one that's thinking that. I can honestly tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Now, interesting, Gary, who, Rick asked you a really good question about what inspired you to write this, but who are your, the writers you look up to?
I love Philip K. Dick, Isaac Asimov, Robert Heinlein, Arthur C. Clarke, the classic sci-fi, and then the old school, I love Ernest Hemingway.
Nice.
For the simplicity. It's because he just goes to the heart of things. Yeah, there's some wonderful, but I love Philip K. Dick, because he's so crazy. I mean, the man was wacko, but he was just brilliant. Brilliant.
That's not the medical term.
Yeah.
Wackadoodle.
Yeah, wackadoodle. He was a little wackadoodle among many things. Do you like The Man in the High Castle? Have you seen that?
No.
on Amazon. Do you have Amazon?
I believe we do.
Oh, check it out.
Okay.
It's really interesting. It's it's kind of similar to Mound Over Hell in that the series is about America losing World War II to Germany and Japan. So you want to talk about creeping you out. And what's wonderful is the casualness of evil, because no matter what we want to think, everyone are human beings. Maybe not the high end of a human being, but we're all human beings, and we react like human beings. Hitler was a human being. He was a horrible, horrible human being, but he was a human being. He pooped. He got thirsty. He got hungry. He had emotions. He was a madman, but he was still human. And so in a series like A Man in the High Castle, they don't have the Nazis running amok and beating people. And you don't see that. You see the suburban homes in Long Island and the swastika flying where the American flag flies. And it's like, whoa. Because they would have normal lives. And that's, it was the banality of evil is kind of the most chilling evil of all. And that's hard, because you have to step back, because you can scream and rant and rave and call people names, but it's the quieter moments that get people. So yes, I would recommend The Man in the High Castle.
Gotcha. I was thinking about your book and what you were talking about, how religions, and it made me think about Arthur C. Clarke in one of his quotes, where it says one of the great tragedies of mankind is that morality has been hijacked by religion.
Yes.
So I can kind of see a little bit of the influence and some other stuff. I was like, holy crap. Now just started thinking about it. It's like, wait a minute.
Right.
That's really cool.
Well, yes. And if when you have religion, and I'm agnostic, so I want to be proven wrong, but I'm on the fence about God. But all too often in religion, people default to, it's God's will.
And he's married to keep this in mind, he's married to a very devout Catholic. So
yes,
that has to be, interesting.
I was raised Jewish, but I have I'm a secular Jew, but I don't go to synagogue at all or have any of those beliefs or practices. And she took me to Easter Mass, and I thought it was great. The songs were fun. There were cool stories. I liked the pageantry. To me, I look at it like Lord of the Rings religion. It's like, oh, wow. Look at that ritual. Religious people don't like it, but I have a very good friend who's Hasidic Jew, and he tried to save my soul. And I'm saying, Aaron, it might be too late. And when I go back to him and I say, okay, so when something good happens, you say, thank God. Okay? When something bad happens, it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you square that? Right? I mean, you can't. Either it's all his responsibility or it's not. If you're saying, okay, we have free will, we could do what we want. Okay, fine. But then don't thank him for something. That I did it. Or I screwed up. Either way, I did it. So that's one of the things I have a little problem with. And in my writing, I prefer, to deal with the morality, even in there's one character, Muslim, a major character, Azar Mustafa, who's a Muslim fisherman in Barcelona, or the Caliphate of North Africa. And he's not really devout. He believes a lot of the propaganda, but he has his own morality. And he's like suspicious of the morality of the fanatics. Because in the book, there are many Muslims who are chafing under this ISIS-like rule. They don't want this. They just want to, at the end of the day, people just want to be people. People really, the majority of the human race doesn't want to get up tomorrow morning, pick up a gun and shoot someone. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
They just want a bigger TV. They want, to have sex with their wives. They want their children to do well. They want to raise at work. That's what we, of all the turmoil, we tend to lose sight of that.
You're talking over his head, man. You're killing Rick.
I'm else?
I'm sorry.
No. It's all good. Very good discussion. I just wish Sean was here because Sean is like the big. I mean, I read, but Sean is like our big time reader.
He's also a writer himself.
Yeah, he writes as well, and he is a very deep thinker. He's a young man. He's 20. About my daughter's age, 27 as well. But he has, being a millennial, we joke with him all the time, but he has very unique, he would have really loved the discussion with you. Seriously, It would have been great, Gary. It would have been amazing because I could have been able to feed off of that and we would have had a really interesting discussion. It would have gotten pretty hot and heavy here pretty quickly. I mean, I was raised Catholic, raised hardcore, just like Rick was. I have my own issues. I've had my own problems. I've pretty much been, what's the word I'm looking for here, Rick? The church
driven away.
I've been not excommunicated, but I've been pretty much called trash. Because I'm remarried and I never absolved my first one, even though my first one, my ex was the infidel, the one doing the infidelity and all the other stuff. But I get punished by rules of man, not God himself.
Right.
And
exactly.
So I've had issues. And of course I get a lot of flack from people, but I'm like, well, really? Okay. Well, prove me wrong. And so I understand what you're saying. And I get it. And again, I have no problem with this, but I know a lot of people do. And it's just like, you got to step back, really look at it.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not the all-knowing. I don't know everything. I'm just trying to live my life.
Yeah. Aren't we all? That's it. And just have some laughter.
Yeah.
And entertain.
That's right. Live my life, have some laughter, and have sex with my wife. That's what else can I ask for?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, really. But that's what the whole human race does that.
But yeah, it's go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I didn't have anything.
You look like you're going to ask a question. That's why I felt like I was cutting you off.
No, I didn't have anything at this point.
So, any book signings?
I went to the Museum of Science Fiction Escape Velocity Convention in the end of May outside Washington. I was a panelist. That was kind of cool. I did a book signing in Manhattan the end of April, and hopefully some more. It's just it's a road. It's a process, just going out there, just talking about it. It's just a lot of fun. The beauty of writing a novel is that you're talking to a reader one-on-one. If you honor me by reading my book, and that's what you're doing, you're honoring me. You're taking the time, you're spending the money to enter my world. But we're talking individually here. You're talking through my characters and through my writing. Unlike a movie or a TV series or a play where you're in the shared, you're sharing it. This is just you. And that's something very special when you write novels. Very special indeed.
Yeah, I could never write. I could probably start. I probably have a bunch of stuff in my head.
Yeah.
But I could never I could never get it going, I guess, if I tried. I'd be all over the place. I'm not capable of doing it.
Sure.
It's sad that I have a lot of ideas in my head and I just can't put them down.
Yeah, he has a blog for our podcast and he hasn't put anything else out.
Shut up, Rick. Well, that's the thing. Okay, I do this blog, like Rick says, and every once in a while I'll do it on whatever. Like, I wrote one about one of our guests. I wrote one about our visit to Comic Palooza. I wrote one about some other stuff. Hell, I may write one about you now. I'll be more inspired probably to write something about it and say, after talking this and this book and this. Actually, probably going to wait till I pick up the book. Yes, read the book and then write something on that. I may say, this man is insane. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Fenway should have been the only part that survived. Fuck Yankee Stadium. I have more problem with the Yankee Stadium being the one left than anything else.
Yeah. Well, it's ruined. So you might be happy.
Oh, there you go.
It's ruined. Yes.
But see, again,
it's in shambles.
There you go. Oh, I'm happy now. Then again, I understand it's a novel. I understand what you're writing about. I know what it's supposed to, what you're trying to accomplish. You're not out there beating a drum like, this is what we need to do and blah, blah, blah. And people, get over yourself. Seriously. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm excited. I'm going to go out and purchase this book unless you have copies you want to send us. Look at me working that. I work that angle all the time, Rick.
Please.
And of course, any bad press is good press. So you had anybody get up there and throw their book mad at you yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, man.
One reader called me a vile Islamophobe.
Nice.
But, that's the only one who's done that. And it's like, I can understand. The irony is that I'm so respectful.
Good Lord, I could only hate to hear the things they write about me like if we had like a fan base or like a web page dedicated to us where people could say what they wanted to say about us. Holy crap. There'd be some terrible things said about me. That homophobe, that racist bastard, that what else would be a good I know there's so much stuff. because I have no lines, and I'll say whatever the hell I feel like it. And everybody else in the world can kiss my ass if they don't like it. You got your own opinion. You don't like it? Go buy your own damn microphone and speak. You don't like it? Go write your own damn book.
That's right. Absolutely.
It's America. Go write yourself.
You know, people have that option now. They can say what they want.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I noticed. Okay, this one, what's it called? A Mound Over Hell. A Mound Over Hell. And I noticed you had another baseball theme one. Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Take Out to the Ball Game, and The Man Who Wanted to Play Center Field for the New York Yankees. Which, so that was my second baseball novel, and that was about a New Yorker who was a former athlete who decides to try out for the Yankees. And back in the 70s and 80s, it must have been in other ballparks as well. They had open tryouts. So from 18 to 30, you could go to Yankee Stadium or wherever, and you could try out for the Yankees. And if they liked you, they'd sign you to a contract. So in the novel, the character gets signed as a publicity gimmick. This is the Yankees in the 80s when they were starting to circle the drain. So what I did to promote the book was I tried out for the Yankees. And I was on all the local newscasts. I'm going to have to send, if you go to YouTube and type Gary Morgenstein Field of Dreams, it'll come up. And that's what I looked like when I had dark hair. But it was cool. So I was at Yankee Stadium swinging a bat, not hitting anything, unfortunately, but I was swinging a bat.
Interesting.
Yes.
Now, like I said, I haven't read those other books, obviously, and everything. So, we kind of ask all these questions. But I know this one, you have kind of like sci-fi in it. The other ones are just is the same to have a little sci-fi in it, or is it just just
straight
more
baseball.
Straight baseball story? Okay.
Yes. This is, I wanted to kind of, I don't want to say I created a new genre, but dystopian science fiction baseball books are kind of rare.
Yeah.
Very rare. I'm sure they exist, but not a lot. They have your fantasy baseball like Field of Dreams and Shoeless Joe, and but for the most part, no, this is kind of unusual, and it's going to be carried in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I learned last week, which was like having the royal seal. They're going to carry it in their bookstore. I was like, whoa,
that's freaking cool!
Isn't that cool?
That's freaking amazing.
Yeah,
nice.
I don't care if they don't sell any. It's just I'm going to be in the bookstore.
Yeah, the fact that the book is there, it feels like, wow, I belong. Yes. Baseball has recognized me.
Yes, exactly. That's it. And sometimes that's all it's about. It's just that moment. We have to latch on to those brief moments. We all get caught up in, what just happened or what won't happen or what will happen. But maybe, I take yoga, and I love yoga. So I'm very, I try to be in the moment. Also, there's a lot of beautiful 20 or 30-something girls in the class. But that has nothing to do with it.
Let me know Gary's a dirty bastard.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. No, I'm just very pure.
Next year, the girl who did yoga gets abducted by aliens. Yoga science fiction coming to you next. That book would sell if there's pictures.
Yes, indeed.
So now all you got to do is cross over into the horror genre, psychological horror with baseball, and you'd be like Stephen King, because if I remember, was it the girl who loved Tom Gordon?
Oh, yes, he wrote that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Was that a horror? Yeah.
It was psychological horror.
Yes, okay.
I didn't actually get to read the book. My wife did, and she actually enjoyed it.
Did she? Yes. So Tom Gordon, he pitched for the Red Sox, the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in the book, she was mostly remembered, I believe, as a Red Sox player.
Okay.
It's like we know you're a baseball fan, of course, obviously with the books and everything. Are you a football fan as well?
No, I kind of lost football this season. All the controversy kind of soured me. I love baseball and basketball.
Oh yeah,
I'm a Nets fan.
A Nets?
Yes, a disgruntled Knicks fan turned to the Nets. So I'm a glutton for punishment, but we're going to rise eventually. Yes, I mean.
Oh man.
Yes.
It's like, all right, now is there going to be a book based on basketball now?
That would be awesome.
No. I need all my energy to finish this series.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Then he can start after that. That's freaking awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, he's asking for being a Nets fan. Hell, being a Knicks fan's not good either. And here's the funny thing. My father, hardcore Yankees fan too. That's why I'm a Red Sox fan, actually. He's a hardcore Knicks fan. I'm actually a Rockets fan. And he actually brought me over to the Cowboys I used to be an Oiler fan here, but when they decided to leave, I became a Cowboy fan.
Yes.
But I can't root for his hockey team. He likes his Rangers. I can't do that. I root for the Bruins.
Okay. Well, you're pretty Boston themed there, aren't you?
I almost live, eat, and breathe Boston. I just can't root for the Celtics because back in the day, when Boston played Houston in the championship, Larry Bird and Kevin McHale were walking around and tried to say hi and try to, you know how every kid tries to get something or do something, and they kind of like just blew everybody off. And it kind of hurt. It kind of hurt because, you look up to these guys, and Larry Bird was just amazing. Kevin McHale was just outstanding as down low post player. And just to blow you away like that, and just kind of like ugly too. It was like, wow. So I've never been able to get past that, even though they've been long gone. And then McHale was the coach here for a while. So it's kind of like, but he's getting in some crap too now because he was spotted at a Trump rally. Did you see that? Yeah. They put his picture as like, oh man, leave the man alone. He can do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah. You think you can vote, you're allowed to vote for who you want.
Exactly. That's the last time I checked you could.
Yes. I mean, really. Well, the players, it's not like the old days where they would sign autographs outside the stadium.
No, like when you go to a baseball game here, and the Astro players will actually stay and sign.
Really?
They would stay. They would catch you and sign autographs. I mean, some of the best players that I've got to meet over the years played for the Astros. Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell, really good players. Hunter Pence, a new guy that came through here now. He's in San Francisco. He's pretty cool. Big Papi obviously is my favorite of all time. Never got a chance to meet him. My son bought me and we're talking about baseball now. My son bought me a baseball, World Series baseball signed by Dustin Pedroia. And I have the authenticity thing with me too. And then my wife got me some dirt from Fenway, with the little steel as well. Of course, but my wife being a Bills fan trumps me because she got to go to the Super Bowl when they played the Cowboys. Yes. And so she has the seat and the little card from when Michael Jackson performed. So she has me trumped. It's like, okay, you got me there, but my boy still won.
I think all paths lead through Houston just because of that starting rotation.
That's so cool. It's cool that Arthur, like yourself, are involved in Sharknado, involved in baseball and everything else. It's cool that you always want to talk about it. I was listening to you talk to the 8-Bit Bros, and you were talking about alcohol. You were talking about bourbon.
Yes.
I myself am not really. I don't think I've really had any bourbon. What is it? Jack Daniels, right? No, Jack Daniels is really considered bourbon.
Whiskey.
It's considered whiskey. Give me a good bourbon, and I'll tell you if I've had any.
Yes, I don't drink bourbon when it's warm. I drink vodka.
Oh, see now you're man after my heart.
Tito's vodka is my drink. You know what?
Somebody the other day, from my friend's house, he had some vodka. It was called Ivanovich. I kid you. It's like it says, like, it would almost say I want a bitch, but it says I want a bitch. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, okay. And I tried it. I was like, wow, this is pretty good.
Have you had Tito's? It's from Austin, I think.
No, I've not. I've usually just had the. I've had.
Oh, you must.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You've got to try Tito's. First of all, the price point is great. It's like a fifth is like $20.
Okay.
Okay. It is so smooth. It's won all these awards. I'm telling you, it's dangerously smooth. You will sit there and say, that one went down real easy. I'm going to have another one. And then you lose feeling in your feet.
Yes, I heard you say that. He said, I can't feel my legs.
Yeah, right.
I start laughing.
I'm telling you, you've got to try Tito's. It's probably going to be cheaper in Texas.
Okay, yeah, probably is.
I see that, yeah. I'm looking at it right now. We here at Critical Thinking are partners with Virus Vodka. You should try Virus Vodka one time. Comes in a flask that looks like an old school beaker. Which is actually, I'll be honest with you, it's not bad either. It's actually pretty good. I've never had Tito's, but Virus Vodka is pretty good, actually. We really enjoy it.
I drink it straight up.
Yeah, who would you want to drink it with anything else? I'm not rushing. I'm not putting it with Pepsi.
There you go.
In the mixed drinks, I'm not a mixed drink guy. No.
Maker's Mark.
Bourbon.
I think I've heard of that before.
Maker's Mark, yes.
Yeah, it's a bourbon. Jim Beam.
Oh, I've had Jim Beam.
Woodford Reserve is really good bourbon.
I've heard of that.
Yes, it's good. It's not a ridiculous amount either. It's like within, it's a decent price.
I usually pick myself up some nice cognac, give me some Cavassier, give me some Hennessy. My wife will drink whatever. And then when I'm slumming, it comes to beer. It's time to drink Milwaukee's Best or whatever the hell you can find is cheap. Bush beer.
Bush beer. What? Well, listen, guys, it's been wonderful talking to you. I don't want to take up your whole show.
Oh, no, you're fine. If there's anything else you want to talk about, you feel free.
No, you've given me, this is great. I have to come back, though, when you finish the book.
Oh, definitely.
Can you promise me that?
Oh, yes, definitely. I'm going to read it, and I'm going to get it to Sean so he can read it, and you definitely need to come on when Sean's on.
I would love that.
It'd be really amazing to have you on here. What we'd like to do right now is, if you want to go ahead and give anything out, Twitter, Facebook, pages, or wherever they can find you, how they can get your book, anything you need to drop, taglines and stuff like that. And then before you're gone, Rick's going to want you to say our catchphrase.
Okay. Well, yep. You can get a Mound Over Hell at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or go to your local bookstore and order it. And follow me on Twitter. It's at Ryder Gary.
That's right. And he's going to send me some Sharknado gear. Hell yeah. Yes. And then I will take
photos.
I
haven't purged it. I might have purged it all.
No. And I will wear it.
All right.
Whatever it is, I'll put it on.
Give him just give him an extra large. He will squeeze himself
I will
into it.
sausage my way into that shirt. Or send me a Sharknado head or something. I'll put it on.
Yes. Let me see what I got. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Gary, if we ever make it up now, I know we're real good friends with 8-Bit Bros, and I know you were just recently on with them, and we're on their radio station. We play on their network. Been talk.
They're the ones who recommended you. I'm sorry.
Oh,
they're the ones.
That's cool. We love them. They're great guys, and they'll be back. Okay. They're coming back on our show on the 26th, I believe.
They're fun.
They are. But
fun bunch.
We talked to them, and we're working on trying to get some passes to New York City Comic Con. And if we get accepted and go in, they told us we could crash with them. So if that happens, we all need to hook up and do something really stupid and get arrested.
Oh, yes. Sounds good.
I've never been arrested in Brooklyn.
Publicity for the book and the podcast.
Exactly. I've never been arrested in Brooklyn. So I got to do it. Yeah. We're going streaking.
Let's just avoid Rikers Island. I mean, that might be a little too real for us.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, New York Comic Con, that would be fun. We could have a hell of a good party.
Yeah, that's cool because we know a few people that are going to be there. Yes. I know a bunch of artists. I should have thrown this out to you. I should have asked you this question. I'll ask you this one real quick before I let you go. Have you ever thought about writing in anything like a comic book?
Yes, I'm working on a graphic novel. That's
awesome. I will tell you, we're good friends with Steve Orlando. He is the man over at DC, and he also does a lot of stuff on Image. And he's he's from New York, but he lives in Boston now. But he's one of those also to push the labels kind of guy. So I don't know if he's someone you could reach out to or something like that, but he's brilliant.
Would love, because we're writing, back in the day, I don't know if you guys are wrestling fans.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you something, brother.
Back in the day, I was an editor at Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Back, in the good old days. And along with Bill Apter, is a very dear friend of mine.
How back in the day are we talking? We talking 80s? We talking 70s?
Like late 70s into the 80s.
Oh, wow.
And then Bill Apter, he's Mr. Wrestling. And the two of us, and along with this artist, I and Anselmo, we're doing a graphic novel, Wrestling Meets Science Fiction.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's cool. Oh, you have no idea how big. Next time you come on, we'll definitely do some wrestling talk because we are huge wrestling guys. I mean, we're like WWE, TNA, Lucha Underground, but man, we go back to Mid-South Wrestling. Paul Bosch here with Pete Burkles back in the day with Sam Houston Coliseum. We're talking about Abdullah the Butcher, the Missing Link, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, yeah. The Von Erichs and the many battles with Ric Flair and Gentleman Chris Adams and Gorgeous Gino Hernandez and Jose Lothario. Oh, man, I could go on for days.
All right. We got to do just a wrestling show.
Oh, I'm telling you. And if Rick's brother, his podcast wasn't on hiatus right now, I tell you need to go on with him.
If we get you back on, whenever we get you back on and we do a wrestling show on it, I'll invite my brother we'll do a group Skype with him.
Yeah, because he is Mr. He knows wrestling and he gets insides, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, that's great. Let's do it.
Well, Gary, you know what? From us and everybody here, obviously we're not live, but everybody in this room, the Crickets, the Roaches, and myself and Rick, thank you for coming on, sir. It was so awesome to talk to you, and your book does sound very amazing. And as soon as I get some cash on me, hopefully this Wednesday, I'm going to go find her somewhere.
Great. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Take care, sir.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I wanna rush like the wind, I wanna run through the rain, kicking off these shoes, I wanna feel it one step at a time. Feel the cold on my skin, I see the sun creeping in, open eyes for the view, I wanna see it one glance at a time. I'm as free as a bird, like an untamed melody, try to catch me. Oh, I'm as free as a bird, I'm the ocean at your feet, you can't hold me down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Gary Morgenstein, live from the Bronx.
Yes.
Get a fucking grip, people. It's a damn book. It's what he views science fiction. It's whole new, like you said, it's a different genre. I'm interested. I don't give a damn if it's Islam or whatever. He's not Islamophobic, and obviously he's not a heathen. He's agnostic, whatever. Who cares? I mean, even though I've had my issues from the church and they don't really recognize me anymore, but I still believe in still that, and I still this and this and that. I have my own, whatever. It doesn't matter. You are who you are. Do you pray? Do you pray? Amen. Thank you. Doesn't matter.
Pray?
Yeah, pray. That's why we pray. Not MC Hammer pray, but I'm just saying, guys, America, everybody, you gotta be a little bit more open and not closed-minded. If we can go back to being open-minded again, this world will be a better place. I'm serious. We'd be so less violent and so just have a good time. And I'm interested in this book because I want to read it. I really do. Science fiction and baseball sounds like a very good thing. Now, if the aliens busted out and the Predator came out somewhere ripping skulls out, I'd be like, holy shit. Obviously, we know ain't going to be none of that's a little political in there, but I guarantee you, I bet you the politics doesn't play, I don't know, it might play a little role, but not much. And I think it's going to be overshadowed by the baseball and the science fiction stuff.
Yeah.
The whole thing of them coming back, I should have asked him, do you feel like Field of Dreams is going to come after him?
So we have old Sharknado talk at the beginning.
Dude, he could have been shit from whatever. As soon as I found out he was Sharknado guy, that was it. That was all she wrote. I didn't need anything else. Sharknado is the deal, dude. And I can't believe this is going to be the last one. But oh well. I guess it's time to end it. It's a great series. Now I got to buy it on Blu-ray. That's one for Christmas. I want all Sharknado's on Blu-ray. Hooking it up.
Find the box set.
That's right. With the shark on it.
A little swirly thing with sharks on it.
Sharks on it. You open up the tornado, the hurricane or whatever, the Sharknado, and they pull the DVDs out. Kind of like the
was it Fans Out?
Yeah. Kind of like the Breaking Bad thing when you buy the drum and you open up and the DVDs are in there. Yeah, that's what I need, dude. If they make one of those, I'm so buying it. I really hope he has some merch because I will take pictures left and right. I'll take pictures of me in Sharknado gear naked.
Okay, nobody wants to see that.
You look like you're gonna throw up right when I said that's perfect.
I burped and I was like. I burped normal, and then it turned into a verb when he said naked.
But we here at Critical Thinking want to take time right now to thank our people who have our backs. This program is brought to you by Uncanny Comics, located on Avenue I in Rosenberg, Texas. Joseph Cano running a beautiful shop there with 2 dogs and a lot of people. And he's getting bigger, and he's about to move locations.
Yep.
And he sponsors us, and he pays for our dues.
Yes.
That's right.
And then we also got...
Tanks Paintball, located on Southwest Freeway here outside of Richmond, Texas, on your way into Houston, almost by Sugarland, Stafford, wherever you want to call it. It's out there in the woods.
I still want to do our EA.
We need to go out there. Yeah, we definitely
our
go out there.
E3 presentation. I want to do that with Tanks.
They got something big going on this weekend, so we got to make sure we don't interrupt that. But anyway, Tanks Paintball helps pay the bills and helps send us the cons and helps us provide money for me to do my photography photos.
Photos? What are photos?
My pose, man. I'm gonna do that pose on the couch right there. They're paying.
No.
They're paying the money for Barry Media to come in and take the snaps in black and white and in color.
Oh.
No, Tanks ain't paying for that. No. But again, go to Tanks Paintball and enjoy yourself where you can shoot anybody in the ass and it's perfectly legal. Yes, at Tanks Paintball. Also, a quick shout out to our third and silent party, who is a good guy, a friend of ours, even though he's ripping on me here lately. He is the proud owner of the Big Rig Mig Hot Wax, Kyle Harthorne from Tokyo Munchies. Fuck you, you bastard. I hope you're cleaning your taint with that shit, and I hope it turns purple. But anyway, Tokyo Munchies is another sponsor of this proud podcast. Also, now a quick couple of shout-outs to our guys who play us on the radio. Much love to Beyond the Dawn, and I got a thing from them the other day saying, thank you so much for all the love. And I said, no, thank you. Thank you, Bank-U.
Thank you for playing us.
Thank you, Bank-U. Thank you for everything we do. I said, you have no idea how much we love you for what you do for us. Also, a quick shout out to No Fucks Given Radio, because they absolutely give no fucks about what the hell we say and don't give two shits, and they play us. God bless America.
They even play us primetime.
I know, right? And now 8-Bit Bros are playing us out there like we're some kind of bad mugs. We're some bad mothers.
We're on the show having fun, so we're going to have to do something with them on our show when they come on.
We have some bad touches.
They actually want to do a full show with us. So
I know, that's going to be interesting.
I actually got to do production for that show.
I know. You're going to have to get some work done for a change.
Next week?
Nah, next week we got a rapper on. We got a new rapper from H-Town. Mr. Showstopper. I don't know what his name is. I'll look it up. But he's coming on. I don't even know he's from H-Town. He's a rapper. He's got a lot of followers. He's coming on. He's going to drop his debut album on us too and some other stuff like that. So you got to bring your gangster next week.
My gangster?
Your gangster.
Ain't that kind of racist?
You can be Rick Sweet. They ain't racist. I ain't say come on out here with a do-rag and shit like that. I said come on here acting like Gangster Rick.
Have a go-to?
No, man. You can be Bushmaster. We here. You be Jamaican. But yeah, so thank you to our radio fellas for playing us. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our people who do stuff with us like Virus Vodka on the side. We greatly appreciate you and so much love. Thank you to all the podcasts that mention us. Rebel Radio Podcast, FYFC Podcast, STTE Podcast, Superhero Speak Podcast. I can name them all. Poop Culture. I just can't remember. There's so many. I don't have my list in front of me, but thanks to all those guys and all the retweets. Shout out to Twitch and them and the followers on Twitchers who've been following us here now lately. We can't do this without the love you guys give us. Appreciate it. And we out.
Hey guys, you can connect with us on iTunes
At Critical Thinking Podcast.
and Twitter
At critic_thinking.
and also on Facebook and Instagram.
At Critical Thinking Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Critical Thinking is on Beyond the Dawn Radio, which is known for playing the best indie radio music around the world.
On Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Central Time.
And if you like the show, please 5-star the episode and tell your friends. So thank you for joining us, thinking shit through one podcast at a time.